In the magical forest of Ever True Hearts, where moonbeams danced on the leaves and rivers giggled as they flowed, lived a little fox named Philo. This wasn't just any forest. Here, every animal had a special tail that glowed with a warm, gentle light. The brighter the glow, the more loyal and kind the heart. Philo's tail shone like a tiny, fuzzy lantern, especially when he was with his best friend, a little bird named Luma. Luma was no bigger than a strawberry, with feathers the color of a summer sunrise. Her tail was just a wisp of a feather, but it sparkled like a diamond whenever she chirped a happy song for Philo. They were inseparable. They spent their days chasing sunbeams through the tall grass, sharing berries, and telling each other silly stories under the shade of the singing trees. One sunny afternoon, Philo woke up from a nap, stretched his fluffy tail, and called out, "Luma, ready for another adventure?" But there was no reply. The forest was quiet. Too quiet. Philo looked around. Luma's favorite berry bush was untouched. Her tiny nest was empty. A cold feeling, like a winter icicle, pricked Philo's heart. He noticed his own tail's glow had dimmed just a little, flickering with worrying. Where could Luma be? He scampered to the edge of the whispering meadow and found a single, tiny, sunrise-colored feather lying next to a half-eaten berry. He remembered Luma mentioning a grumpy old badger who lived in Shadow Hollow and never had enough food. She must have gone to help him. Luma always tried to help everyone, even the grumpiest of creatures. Philo knew what he had to do. He had to find his best friend. With a deep breath and a determined heart, he set off on his journey, his little fox paws pattering softly on the mossy ground. Philo's first challenge was crossing the glimmering river. The river wasn't filled with water, but with liquid starlight that flowed and swirled in beautiful patterns. The only way across was by hopping on the backs of the gentle, floating lily pads. As Philo approached, a very old turtle with a shell that looked like a mossy map slowly paddled towards him. "Hello there, little one," the turtle said in a slow, creaky voice. "In a hurry, Cho?" "Yes," said Philo. "I'm looking for my friend Luma. She's a tiny bird, and she's missing." The turtle blinked slowly. "A friend, you say?" "I was supposed to meet a friend here for a game of mossball, but I can't seem to remember who, or when, or where." Philo's tail glowed a little brighter. He knew he had to find Luma, but he couldn't leave the sad turtle all alone. "Maybe I can help you remember," Philo said gently. "What did your friend look like?" They sat together for a while, and Philo helped the turtle retrace his steps. Suddenly, the turtle's eyes lit up. "A squirrel. My friend was a squirrel, and we were meeting by the big oak tree. Oh, thank you, little fox." As a thank you, the turtle nudged the strongest, biggest lily pads into a perfect path for Philo to hop across the river. As Philo leapt from one glowing pad to the next, he learned his first lesson. Being a true friend means being patient and helping others, even when you're on your own important mission. After crossing the river, Philo found himself in the grove of singing trees. These weren't ordinary trees. Their leaves chimed like tiny bells in the wind, creating the most beautiful melodies. But as Philo walked through, a grumpy little cloud floated down from the sky, blocking his path. Rain drizzled from its fluffy gray edges. "HMPH, what are you so cheerful about?" the cloud grumbled. "All this singing is giving me a headache." Philo looked up at the sad, gray cloud. "I'm not so cheerful right now," he admitted. "I'm looking for my best friend, Luma. We promised to always stick together, and I can't find her." The cloud stopped drizzling for a moment. "A promise. Promises are silly. They just get broken, like sunshine on a rainy day." Philo shook his head, his tail glowing steadily. "No, a promise is important. It's like a warm hug you keep in your heart. I promised Luma I'd always be there for her, and I will." The grumpy cloud seemed to think about this. It watched Philo's determined little face and saw the loyal light in his tail. Slowly, the cloud began to thin, and a little ray of sunshine peeked through. "All right, Fox," the cloud sighed, a little less grumpily. "Your promise seems strong." "I'll blow this way." It huffed, and a gentle breeze pushed aside the thick branches, revealing a hidden path. Philo thanked the cloud and hurried on, his heart feeling a little lighter. He now understood that true loyalty means keeping your promises, no matter what. Philo's journey led him high up into the floating islands, giant chunks of earth that drifted peacefully in the sky, connected by bridges made of woven vines. He was getting tired, and his paws were sore. As he sat down to rest on a fluffy patch of cloud moss, a magnificent owl with feathers like spun moonlight landed silently beside him. "You have traveled far, young Philo," the owl hooted softly. Her voice was wise and calm. "Yes, I have," Philo panted. "I'm looking for Luma. I'm starting to feel very small and very lost." The owl looked at Philo with her big, knowing eyes. "Tell me, little one, why is this friend so important to you?" Philo thought for a moment. "Because Luma makes me happy. She shares her songs with me. When I'm sad, she perches on my shoulder and reminds me that the sun will come out again. Being her friend makes my heart feel full." The wise owl nodded. "And does your tail glow brightest when you are with her?" Philo looked at his tail, which was now shining with a brilliant, warm light as he thought of his friend. "Yes, it does," he exclaimed. "Then you already know the way," the owl said gently. "True friendship isn't about where you are, but about the light you share. Follow the path your heart is showing you. Follow the glow." The owl then pointed her wing towards the highest floating island, where a faint, familiar sparkle could be seen. With renewed hope, Philo scrambled up the vine bridge towards the highest island. The sparkle grew stronger, and soon he heard a faint, worried chirp. "Luma!" he cried. He raced to the other side of the island, and there, huddled in a small hollow, was Luma. Next to her was the grumpy old badger, who was wrapped in a leaf blanket, looking much less grumpy. Luma's tail was glowing, but it was flickering with worrying. When she saw Philo, her tiny face lit up. "Philo, you came," she chirped, flying straight into his soft fur. Philo hugged her gently. "I told you I'd always be there for you," he whispered. As they snuggled close, both of their tails began to glow with an incredible brightness, warmer and more brilliant than ever before. Their combined light bathed the entire island in a beautiful, golden hue. The badger looked up and smiled a rare, gentle smile. "Your friend found you," he rumbled. "She stayed with me because I had a thorn in my paw. She sang to me until I felt better. You have a very good friend." Philo looked at Luma, his heart overflowing with love and relief. He had faced challenges and met new characters, but he never gave up. He stayed true to his friend. Standing there together, with their tails glowing as one, they understood the most important magic in the forest of ever-true hearts. It wasn't in the glowing rivers or the singing trees. It was the light you create when you stand by the ones you care about, always.